Say don't skip this step. It has made me feel like I have purpose. Like a nice little warm hug. Hi guys, I'm Rhiannon Edwards, a young adult paranormal and fantasy writer. Today we've got a new video for the HB90 planning system run by Sarah Cannon on her Heart Breathings channel. I absolutely love the HB90 planning method. I have been using it for the whole of 2021 now, so this is my fourth quarter and we're about to go into Q4, so this is my last quarter of 2021 and I'm going to show you how I plan, what I'm doing in that plan, and then you can sort of get an idea of what the HB90 method is all about. So yes, Sarah Cannon is a writer and a lot of writers take the course, but there's also a lot of people within the alumni groups who aren't writers and they adapt it for their own needs because it is such a robust planning system. It has honestly changed. I mean, if I said it changed my life, that might sound corny, but it is very much true. I first took the course in December of 2020 and I'd been off work for a little bit and I was feeling a bit lost and I didn't really know what to do. I just dived straight in and I do not regret that at all. It was well worth every single penny, and not only did I do the course last December to start with Q1 of 2021, but you have lifetime access. So I've actually retaken the course. I retook the course for this quarter, Q3. We're at the end of Q3 now. So I retook it because Q2 I had my daughter, so I really wasn't going to be doing much during Q2. I still did some planning, I still did some goals that I'd like to achieve if I could, but it was very chill, which meant I wanted to just refresh my memory for Q3. And that's brilliant because every now and then Sarah adapts or updates the course. So here is Q4 all planned up, and I've chosen a very fall, very autumnal washi tape for Q4. So this is Q4 and I just went ahead and printed it. I will show you how I did all that. So the HB90 method, it takes you through so much. It takes you through your time. Well, first of all, it takes you through your visions and your goals for life, which I think are really important because, as Sarah likes to say, you know, you go where you're looking, and if you don't have a clear idea of where you're going, you're just going to be looking everywhere rather than focusing. So that is actually really helpful. And in fact, if when you first sign up to do the course, you have a pre-course homework book that she calls it, which goes through in a lot of detail what you really want to achieve and what your goals are, what you want your ideal life to be like. And I found it quite therapeutical. It gets you to think what you want out of life, and then the rest of the course helps you to focus towards that. So in a nutshell, so you go through your vision, your goals, what do you want to achieve, so you can see in an ideal world where you want to be, because that is ultimately where we are heading. She does a vision board, which I do a vision board. I did a vision board for Q1. Q2, as I said, I had my daughter, so I didn't. And then Q3, I decided I wanted a vision board to last me for the rest of the year. And I think moving forward, I'll probably do a vision board in Q1 of every year to last me for that year, so that I've got like a yearly vision board of what I want to achieve and go for. I mean, and you can see on mine that it's a bit like I've got water splodges on and stuff like that. So I mean, some things on here I've got as quotes, so I actually do want to show you my vision board. It is quite personal, but this is just the sort of thing that you can put on there, and she does say don't skip this step, and I think it is really important. I am quite a visual person, so I loved this. So I hadn't released book 3 by when I did this, so I originally wanted to have the 4 books published by the end of this year. That won't happen. Book 4 is going to be published next year, but I have got the cover for book 4 and I'm halfway through writing book 4. So I'm making quite good progress there. Then I've got some, this is towards like my YouTube goal, which you're actually watching right now, which I'm really enjoying and can't wait to carry on more. I've got some really good ideas for Q4, so keep tuned. And then I've got some feeling about freedom. And so the feeling of freedom to me was just this aspiration that I had, and I didn't know how to achieve that. All I knew was that I wanted to head there. So that's on my vision board as well. And then I've got some quotes, which I will read out to you. I mean, I have actually taped over part of it by accident, whoops. But one quote is adventure awaits. And then the one down here says, don't let the concept of change scare you as much as the concept of staying unhappy. And this really resonated with me because change can be scary, especially like a really big change that, you know, people might not expect, or you never thought you could make that change. But staying unhappy, that was never going to get me anywhere. So that quote really stuck with me. And then there's another quote that said, if it scares you and excites you at the same time, you should probably do it. And I love that one because I feel there's quite a few things in my life at the moment that excite me and scare me at the same time. So I quite like that quote as a bit of a push to do some major changes and overhaul in my life. So this vision board is actually really important to me, and whenever I feel like I'm losing my way a bit or not feeling very productive or just whatever, I come back to this. It's also on my pin board behind the camera, and it's in my planner as well. So then she goes on to declutter your brain, and this, she has lists, well, she has 3 lists. She has the what I need to do, what I should do, and what I want to do. I tend to just brain dump everything on one sheet, and she says that's fine as well. So brain dump all the things I think I need to do for the upcoming quarter, sometimes just what I need to do in general, so it could be even further than this quarter. But then the important thing after that is prioritizing. So won't go into all the details. You can actually purchase just the planner on its own. I'll link all the details down below. But in the course, we really look at that in a lot of depth. So prioritizing your list, so you look at things like, is it a long-term or a short-term goal? Is it going to have high impact, low impact, and all that kind of thing. So you put all those things together and then you get this numbering system 1 to 4. It sounds trickier than what it is, but I quite like it. It gets me to think about, what do I need to do now? What do I need to do to move forward now? And the biggest thing I take from Sarah Cannon is always progress, not perfection. And any little step you make is progress. And I like that, especially on weeks or days when you're not doing so well. Then one of the biggest things I found helpful when I first did the HB90 planning system was the time estimator. So I was one who would definitely overplan. I would assume I had all this time when in reality you just don't. So she really goes through that, makes you look at what time you have available. She's got a bit of a calculator going on, and it's a really helpful tool and a really helpful part of the course to actually look at what time you have available. And that's really important to understand before you even think about what goals you're going to have, because the time you have will dictate how much or how many goals you can actually have. Well, I say that. There's normally 3 goals, but how many projects within those goals, I suppose. A few of the parts of the planner that you may or may not find helpful, things like working out your daily tasks, things like your admin. I tend to put those within my goals because if I don't, I'll probably forget about them. But obviously people work in different ways, and that's the beauty of this planner, is that you do it once with her and with newbies on the course, and then she puts you into an alumni group, and that is brilliant. So whenever you think you might have a tweak or something that you might want to change or any questions, everyone's always there to help you, and it is a really good group to be in. I'm part of a few Facebook groups, and it's one of the most supportive and helpful groups I think I'm in at all. In fact, I am in her Publish and Thrive Facebook group, and in her HB90 Facebook group, and in her Sprint Facebook group. And all three are they're amazing people in there. They really are supportive, and Sarah's in them as well. She is one, she does actually care. She does actually want the best for you, and she is always within her group. She is always there for support. It's really good knowing that she's not just some nameless, faceless person. She actually cares, and she's actually there all the time. I can't get this across enough. She's amazing. Then we get to setting our goals, okay? So a goal is something that you can measure the outcome of at the end of a quarter. So you do want it to be quite specific, but it's something that you can measure with a number attached. So that's how she says is the best way towards it. So you could do things like monetary goals, sales goals. You could have percentage goals, like increasing your social media by this percent, increasing your how many sprints you do, or increasing how much writing you do. Just having something at the very end, having a number that you can concretely say yes or no to achieving that, is what we want in a goal. And I'm one of the people that quite likes to do like a good, better, best goal. So I'll have an okay number that I think I'm happy with, a middle number, and then whoa, this would be amazing if I could achieve that number. So there's always like a three-part measurable system to a goal. And it's something that you work towards. You can tick off all your projects and your tasks, but you can't necessarily control that final outcome. So you can't fully control that goal. You set your sights on it, you complete your projects and your tasks within it, but you can't fully control it. Yes, I might set a goal to have so many sales by the end of the quarter. So to do that, I've obviously got my planning, my drafting, publishing books, marketing books. But at the end of the day, I don't have control over how many people buy my book. Not sure if I'm explaining that very well. Sarah Cannon explains this amazingly. That's why you should go and do her course. It's amazing. But yeah, so they're the goals. And then underneath your goals, you have projects. So things like write book 4. That would be a project. And then within that, I'd have all my tasks. So underneath write book 4, I could have things like outline book 4, plan book 4, and then I might split it up into word count, and then I might do an edit book 4, and I might edit so many chapters. I might then do a developmental edit. So can you see how there's loads of tasks within a project, write book 4, but that comes under your big goal of making so many sales. I think I'm making sense, but who knows, it is me. So you make your goals, you decide on your projects, you decide on your tasks. And she does these cute little quotes throughout the book, throughout the planner, that just like a nice little warm hug when you're in the middle of doing it. Okay, so then once you've done all that, you get to the main thing. So each week we have the 3 columns for your tasks for the goal. So you look on your Kanban board. So Sarah makes a Kanban board which has all your tasks for the quarter, and underneath that you put all the tasks that you're doing that week, and then when you've done them you move them down to the bottom. That's very satisfying. So what you do at the beginning of the week is you take down all the tasks that you're going to be working on, put them in the doing column, or doing row, sorry, and then you note them down in your planner so you know exactly what you're focusing on this week. So you've already done the pre-planning. So when you come to look at your week, you're literally focusing on the tasks you need to do this week. That's brilliant. It means that your brain's not scattered. You're not sitting down each day and going, right, okay, what do I need to do today? And wasting so much time. You're in, you know what you're doing, bam, boom, do it. So then I have like a work in progress, like there's some notes here. So on here, I tend to write things like if my work days are going to be interrupted, like if childcare issues or appointments, I write them down here so that I know what's what. And then I split the tasks up into the weekly days. So I do the weekly planner because there's not enough that I can write on a daily planner to feel worth it. But she does have an option to print off every day, so you have like a page per day as well. That's not helpful for me, so I just use the weekly planner. So all the tasks that I'm doing that I've decided I need to do for that week, I then split them up across the week, so I know exactly what I'm doing on any given day. And you may think, oh, this sounds like a lot of work, Rhianne. And yes, when you are planning for the quarter, it is a lot of work. It takes several hours, if not a couple of days. I've gotten a bit better, so it takes me like a day to plan it. Once you've planned your quarter, you're planned for 3 months. 3 whole months. At the end of each week, there's a bit of a review. I don't always do them. I know I should, but hey ho. It's just to help you really understand where you might have gone wrong, where you've also gone right. I tend to know without doing that, but they are good, and the alumni in the groups do say they are really good. And then at the end of a month, you get a monthly review, and then you also get a quarterly review towards the end. So we have the 3 months. That's my chest squeaking, sorry. We have the 3 months because it's long enough to know if something is working, and that's what we all want, isn't it? So the HB90 system is honestly a game changer. It is amazing. It has made me feel like I have purpose. It's made me feel confident in what I'm doing and my progress and where I'm going. So even in Q2, when I had my daughter and I didn't feel like I'd done a lot, I actually did still pull tasks down. And that was a really good feeling. I thoroughly recommend it. Now, you can buy the planner without doing the course, but I do recommend doing the course at some point because the support you get is amazing. And there's things when you look at the planner you think you can do, but then when you're in the course you get a lot more information, a lot more background information, a lot of support from Sarah herself, and it really sort of revolutionizes how you're planning and how you're using the planner. I'll leave all the links down below. Now, Q4, the course has just happened, so you would have to buy the planner and see how that goes for this quarter, but it will open again in December for planning for Q1 of 2022, if you can believe that we are there already. So not that I'm trying to think about January right now, but still. So my 3 main goals, I'm going to talk a little bit about them, not in too much detail, but my first goal is always to do with my writing. I do set a good, better, best measurable goal to do with income. This is what I'm still really working on, so I'm still quite new in my career, so my numbers are very low compared to the examples in the planner. And this goal encompasses all my writing, my editing, my revisions and my publishing tasks and projects. So in Q4 my plan is to finish writing book 4 of the Bloodline Alliance series, and during Nano I will be writing book 2 in a young adult fantasy series, Forbidden Romance, that I am writing. I wrote the first book in last Nano, so I'm going to be preparing and writing that this quarter. My second goal is normally around Instagram. This time I have moved my YouTube and my Instagram together, so I'm calling it a social media goal. The projects within there are like my videos, and I've got loads of plans for my YouTube videos for this quarter. I'm doing Preptober videos, I'm doing Nano diaries and Nano videos, and then I've also got some fun Christmas ones as well. And then goal 3 is I'm going to leave that. I'm not going to tell you about that one yet because I want to see how it goes. So if you don't know what Nano is, because I have mentioned it a few times, I'll be doing a video on that shortly, so keep your eyes out. Nano is basically a yearly writing challenge for writers to, well, for anybody to write a book within a month, and that month is November. The goal is to write 50,000 words towards a book in November. I will see you in the Preptober series. I'm really excited about my series, so I'll see you in my next video, guys. Just trying a new little outro there.